Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Zoe and I'm so excited that you're joining us today. Today I'm gonna talk all about blushes and specifically powder blushes. So if you're interested in seeing me talk about my powder blush collection and why I like them or not, then please stay tuned. Also, before we start, I have a bin right here that has powder blushes that are no longer available. So if you want to see about those, please let me know in the comments down below. I also have cream and liquid blushes, but I kind of want to do that in a separate video. And if you're wondering why I have earrings shaped like lions and orange eyeshadow on, today's King's Day in the Netherlands, which means we're all like dressed in orange or red and white and blue. So that's why I'm wearing the earrings. Honestly, orange eyeshadow I love from time to time, so this is not something I'm just wearing for today, but I was inspired by it. If you're wondering, on my eyes I have the Nomad Cosmetics Fire and Ice and the Adept Sumerian Stun set, and on the lower lash line I have some silver eyeshadow by Essence. But stop rambling, Zoe, we're gonna get into the blushes. So let's first tackle one that I'm kind of like, this is going to be in both videos, I think. But we have the Patrick Ta She's Blushing Cheek Duo. And I feel like this is not really like a cheek palette because it's like the same shade in two formulas. So I didn't really feel like putting this with like the face palettes. But this is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duo in She's Blushing. This is what it looks like. It comes with a cream and a powder. I do really like this. I have to say I bought it at the same time as another product you'll see in the next video. And it turned out to be quite the same color. So I was kind of like, oh, which one of the two should I use every time I wanted to reach for a new product. I have never tried it the way that Patrick Ta says it works best, which is powder first and then cream over. So I really want to try that very soon. I do like the color. It's a nice natural color. If you have the money to spend on this, sorry, the packaging is so reflective. If you have the money to spend on this and you like the idea of a cream and powder formula in the same color, and you like the aesthetic of the brand, then I think this is very much worth it. But if this is like the last money you have to spend, I would spend it on something at the drugstore. So yes, this is good. Yes, this is nice. Would I spend my last dollars on it? No, I'm not that big of a fan of it, but I haven't tried it the way he like meant it. So maybe then I'll be like totally excited. But yeah. Okay, then we have, we're first gonna do all the brands that we have multiples of. Which, starting off by NYX, I have 3 of their buttermelt blushes. I do have to say I really enjoy these, but I enjoy them because I am a blush girl. Like you can see I have orange blush on. It's like no like secret that I'm wearing blush. All of these are quite pigmented, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna just like rub my finger. That wasn't rubbed hard. I didn't put pressure on it. And this is the color payoff you get. Very opaque, very like it's just very intense. And if you are like a soft, like natural makeup, everyday girly, then this will not be for you, or boy, obviously. So it is very pigmented, and it's very pigmented on the first go. So it's not like a buildable soft blush. I really enjoy that. I really like a good, like, intense blush. But if you don't, I don't know if these are going to be for you. So the shade I just put on my hand is this shade Getting Butta. And then we have the shade Know You Butta, which is this shade. It's a little bit more of an orangey version. As you can see, that's the worst swatch on planet Earth, but you get the idea. And then I have the shade Back and Butter, which is a very dark shade. So I have to be, like it looks like I haven't used it at all, but I have to be super careful with it because As I said, these are very pigmented and this is obviously a very dark shade. So I have to be very careful with putting it on to not have it be too intense. Should we swatch the Patrick Ta one as well, the powder one, and then we'll swatch the cream one in the next video. I'm wiping my finger down on my makeup bag. So this is what the Patrick Ta one looks like. So as you can see, this is much more like, it's also intense, but it's much more soft shade. It almost looks like the shade I'm wearing today. It's much more of a soft shade. These are pretty intense and colorful. So that is the difference you have right there. I do recommend the NYX blushes, really like them, but again, very, very pigmented. So only for the, it's not like for the faint-hearted. Let me wash off my hands and I'll be back. Whoa, that was a glitch. Okay, so the next formula that I have multiple blushes of is the Essence Blush Crush. So I have 4 of the shades, and I really like the fact that we're going to talk about these after the NYX blushes, because these are pigmented but a little bit more buildable than the NYX one. So they're not as pigmented, but they are a little bit more, you know, buildable. And I'm going to show you right with this first shade. This is the shade Deep Rose, and this is what it looks like after one swatch. I did like a pretty heavy swatch, so you can see it can be pigmented, but if I build this up, you can see it's even more pigmented. This is like a buildable formula. So if you're just starting out with makeup, or you like more of a soft look with your makeup, then I would definitely recommend these over the NYX ones. If you like an intense shade and like fun, bright makeup, I think I would recommend the NYX ones. So this is the shade Deep Rose. It's a very nice neutral, you know, pinky peachy shade. I also have the shade Cool Berry, which is more of a pink. And again, this is what it looks like after one swatch. So it's very like nice and soft, and you can really build these up to your desired pigmentation without you having to, you know, blend it out incredibly. So this is after 3 swatches, and that's the shade Cool Berry. Then we have the shade Lovely Lilac, which is a purpley shade. And again, like, I wouldn't easily wear a lilac blush, but this is what it looks like after one swatch, which is very, like, it looks like you can see it a little bit more in real life than what it shows up like on camera. And this is with 2 swatches. And then this is what it looks like after 3 swatches. So you can see it's very nice and buildable. Obviously, we have some brighter colors in this formula as well, like this lilac shade, but because they're more buildable, you can wear them for every day a little bit more easy. And then we have Pink Pop. Now I do have to say, I feel like this is the shimmery formula, and as you might be able to tell, this does perform a little bit differently. So this is a little bit more intense. Also, the shine is very intense, and I do like that, but you have to like it to, you know, get use out of this shade. The shade you can build up, the shine will be there from the very start, is the way I feel. So that like almost silver metallic shine that this has, as you may be able to tell, that is right there from the start, but the pinkness of it you can build up to this intensity. So these are the swatches. I really enjoy this blush. This is a very good, buildable, reliable lip blush formula that like doesn't really go wrong. So yeah, I highly recommend this, especially if you want a buildable, beginner-friendly, or like user-friendly formula. Let's go on to the next ones. Okay, I have 2 more brands that I have like 2 of. So first one is Revolution. We have this soft shimmer blush in peach. I really like have had this for 5 years, so it's like they probably don't have this anymore, but they very much do. So that's crazy. This is an intense blush, but it's super soft in shade. So as you can see, it's like super pigmented. I did swirl my finger around pretty often just to get like the, wait, I didn't show you. It has like a baked side, which is the peach itself, and then like just a normal blush. So I swirled it around pretty often to get both of those sides in the blush, but it's very like pigmented, but it's a very soft shade. So I do really like it. It is quite glowy. So if you don't like a glowy blush, this is not for you, but it's not too like, it's not like a blonde, like a blush highlight hybrid. It is definitely a blush. I would recommend that if you're searching for a shade like this, and if you're interested in trying such a hybrid formula. It's not like a run, go and take a run for it kind of like blush. I'm also showing you the blusher Reloaded in Ballerina. This is what that shade looks like after one swatch. This is quite a nice buildable formula. It is like a rosy pink, but like with sort of like a lilac-y undertone. It sounds very weird, but it looks kind of cool toned almost. I do really enjoy the how do I explain? I do really enjoy the formula, but first of all, I don't really think to reach for this. It's kind of like a forgettable formula, and also for some reason it is not as soft, and because it's quite a, like, you know what I kind of want to say is it's quite a dark formula and doesn't always look good on me, but it's not that dark. So it's just like, this is not, I feel like this is not a foolproof formula in this color for me. Do I like it? Yes. Can I make it work? Absolutely. Do I reach for it over all the other blushes? Not really. So that's it. And then I have two of the House Labs one. This one I bought, I believe, yeah. And then this one I got in that set with a cream blush that you're gonna see in the next video, where I talk about my cream blushes. I have two of the shades. One is Dragon Fruit Days, which is a very bright, like neon-y pink. This is after the first swatch. Let's do a little build up of this as well. This is after the second swatch. So it's like that Dior kind of like pink shade, that very, very bright shade. And then I have Hibiscus Haze, which is a much more like softer, rosier tone of blush. This is that shade. Let's build it up a little bit more. So that is what those two look like. If you are wondering if these are worth the money, I think they're quite expensive. So do I think they're worth the money? I think they're good. I think you can get good blushes at a drugstore as well. But if you have the money to spend on these and you like the colors, I think the packaging and the whole design does make up for the price. You get a mirror in here. The design is super beautiful. It feels very nice. So I do think these are good blushes and you get like what you pay for. Do I think these are worth the money? I think that's a difficult subject, because I don't ever think things are worth the money if you can't like afford them feeling okay, like that you spent the money on them. So I can't decide that for you, but if you want like a higher end formula, I do think this is a good one. Okay, so now we have some one-offs left. So I thought let's do the 4 drugstore blushes first and then end with the 3 higher end ones. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so first we have the Air Glow blush by Catrice. For me personally, this is not it. And the reason why I'm saying that is just like, I feel like I have this blush shade 120 times over. This is a little bit glowy, which for some people is nice. But for me, this shade in a glowy blush, I don't know, it's just not my thing. So if you want a shade like this in a glowy blush, I highly recommend this. It's a good blush, it's nice. and all. It's just that I'm like, it's nothing special to me. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't like make me do backflips or want to, you know, jump in the air. So yeah. Then I have a newer blush. It's the MUA Blushed blush, and as you can see, I haven't even used this, but I wanted to show you guys at least because, you know, I have it, so why not? But this is not a blush I can tell you much about because obviously I haven't worn it on my face, but I really, ooh, that's pigmented. Ooh. Okay. I don't think we need to build this up because this is very pigmented. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use that, but we'll see. So the only thing I can tell you, it's quite pigmented. It does have a little bit of a reflect in it, so it makes it it will look probably quite healthy on the skin, and it's very bright. Let's just leave it at that. And then the Physicians Formula one. I'm wearing this. No! I'm wearing this over a cream, no, a liquid blush, no, cream blush. And I'm gonna show you in the next video today. But I'm wearing this like over, and this is, it says it's like a butter, it says butter blush, but then on the back, it says natural glow. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a blush or a highlight, but this is what it looks like. So it's very glowy. I think it's more of a highlight than it is a blush, but I'm wearing it as a blush today, and it's nice. But I think on its own, I wouldn't know anyone that it would show up on because, you know, I'm probably the palest person I know. So, and this is on my pale skin. Like, that's what it shows up like. And I want to do a second swatch for you guys, but I don't think it's gonna matter much. No, it doesn't matter. This is the shade. So it's pretty. It's very pretty. I really like how it looks today. It's just that I am wearing highlight over, by the way, but it's just that I'm like, I don't think it's much of a blush. And then this is the last shade. This is the Flower Beauty Sweet Pea. Oh, I didn't even tell you what this shade was, did I? Or what this shade is. Oh my god. This is in the shade Watermelon. I'm like the worst YouTuber over here. And this is in the shade Natural Glow. Well, that's it. Natural Glow. And then we have Flower Beauty in Sweet Pea. And that looks like this. It's very pretty. It's very like a mauvey, nice, neutral shade. I do really enjoy this. Do I ever think to use this? Yes, but only with specific cream products. I'm like, oh, I need to reach for that one. But I do think it's very nice and soft. I feel like this formula does a little bit more for me. It's like a little bit more creamy and blendable than, for example, this one. So, and then I'm gonna try and tell you what shade that Catrice one was in, because that's where I've started to forget to mention the names. This is in the shade Cloud Wine, if you're wondering, which was this shade in the beginning. Let's go into the high-end blushes. Okay, let's quickly do the last three blushes before my camera dies. So I have 3 high-end blushes left. I have Shelly by Benefit, which I think is a very pretty shade. I do have to say I got this in a set or something. I'm actually allergic to fragrance, which is this is fragrance, so I can't use it too many days in a row. It's a very pretty, like, corally, peachy, sheeny shade. So I do like it. If you are not like sensitive to fragrance, I think you're gonna really enjoy this. I just can't use it too many days in a row. What I can use many days in a row, and what I will use many days in a row, is the Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Kiss of Mauve, which is this shade. It's super pretty. I'm not going to build it up because it doesn't do it justice anymore, but it has nice sheen. I really enjoy this. Is like one that I highly recommend. If you like have like a gift card or anything and you don't know what to spend it on, you're not gonna like be disappointed if you spend it on a bronzer at all. Like, so beautiful. And then last but not least, a blush that I don't think you will, you know, be disappointed in either is the MAC Harmony blush. This is so beautiful. It's like a bronzer blush hybrid where it's like almost like a gray toned, like, oh, it's so beautiful. This is one I highly recommend as well. I think you can't go wrong with this either. So I think during this video I kind of actually figured out like my top blushes for the top roundup video where I do blushes and creams and liquids all together and then my favorites. So I'm wondering, let me know in the comments down below which ones you think will be my favorites. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!